Hello, my lovelies. This is Paisley Wild, and this is a 3-cent video. Sorry, I'm adjusting my camera as I drive because, hey, why not? There's almost nobody on the road. Can you believe that? So today is Tuesday, March something. I don't know. I didn't look at the calendar because, hey, I just didn't. And I'm on my way to work. As for now, I still have an essential job amidst this COVID-19 pandemic scale back. I don't know how do you want to call it? What do you want to call this? I don't know. But it seems to be a significant reduction in traffic on the roads. Significant. And it's a little surreal, I have to tell you. So currently, my employer is still, my employer. So I work for a medical clinic, guys, and I'm on the admin side. I do see the occasional patient, but it's a paperwork issue rather than a medical issue, and I like my job because I get to help people. I really do. I like what I do because I like helping people. I've gone from seeing people in person to conference calls and video conferencing and screen sharing and such. So it's kind of a new trend, kind of a new thing, yeah. But, I kind of know how to do video stuff, so it's all good, right? So yeah, sure, right. I gotta tell you though, I kind of want to be told I'm non-essential and sent home. Why? Well, I'd rather be home with my family, and I could work on some merchandise and some videos and some other stuff that I want to work on. Might write my book. I've got some stuff I could do at home. Until then, though, I'm committed to doing the most I can and help out where I can. At work. Yesterday, that help that I provided was unique to me in my experience, and sorry, seatbelts. So I'm an adult woman. I have a chest. Seatbelts are not. We don't get along well. Anyways, I met people at the door, and I took their temperatures, and I filled out a little questionnaire for each person, and I handed that to the front desk and sent people back to their cars. Because we're not allowing people to just wait in the waiting room, which is just kind of bizarre to me. Sort of. I mean, I get it, mostly. Because if they are sick, we want to reduce the potential for spreading it and such. We'll just leave it at such. It's just very surreal. I drive into town and I see more big rigs than I see anything else, which means the truckers are traveling. So, hey, be kind to your truckers out there, guys. They are doing a very important thing. They are moving goods from point A to point B, which is what they do all the time. This time, there's not as many cars on the road to get in their way, which is not a bad thing. But with everything scaling back and a lot of the restaurants stopping their sit and eat programs and that kind of their dining areas, most places don't allow walk-ups to order. So if you see a trucker, don't be afraid to offer food or offer help to, drive through and get him something to eat or her something to eat. Practice your social distancing, 6 feet. But, Now's a good time to start helping your fellow man just a little bit, either by being respectful of their social distance, not hoarding toilet paper, which is the most bizarre thing I've ever heard of. Do you really think production plants are going to stop making toilet paper? Probably not. I know that in a very short time, there will be plenty of toilet paper. They will have pallets of toilet paper everywhere, and nobody will buy it because you guys have already stocked up. It just baffles me. You'd think more people would have like canned goods or meat in their freezer or something. So I don't know. It just, the choices the American people make sometimes make me scratch my head. So yeah, just, be kind. Respect one another. It's not that hard. Should be doing it anyway. Shouldn't need a pathogen to teach you how to respect one another. You really shouldn't. And for those of you who are all up in arms about this, a friend of mine, her daughter is immunocompromised. She has juvenile rheumatoid arthritis. It's a big deal, type 1, type 2. And she's been on medications pretty much since birth to keep things under control so she can go to school and be a kid. And if I remember right, today's her birthday. So happy birthday. And she can't be around this virus. Do you know why? It would kill her. Straight up, period. Hands down, death. So they have self-quarantined. And because they are the hunter-gatherer type, they have plenty of meat in the freezer, they have plenty of vegetables and stuff stocked up. They're okay. Yes, they have a supply of toilet paper. Hold please while I roll my eyes. But that is who we are protecting with the social distancing and shutting down the schools and restricting where we're going and what we're doing. Sorry, spring breakup, the camera might jiggle just a little. But that's who we are protecting. Those who cannot be around diseases such as this because they have whatever reason they cannot fight off a virus like this. So be responsible, be respectful, for crying out loud. And stop being such jerks online. Just because you're all home now, don't let your inner keyboard warrior out, because that's just not going to help anyone, guys. It's not. I mean, yeah, sure, go through and make everybody feel like crap because you want to spout off your 2 cents. And you're going to be a jerk about it. Stop. Also, this virus can attack anyone of any race, any financial background, any political importance. It has no boundaries. So stop being jerks to people who are not of your race, for the love of little green apples, people. Stop. It is not a Chinese virus. The human coronavirus has been around for a while. And yes, there are some things out there that say, hey, this will kill the coronavirus. Yes. Do you know why? Because it's soap. Soap will kill it. Wash your hands. But this is not a virus that attacks only one race. It didn't come from just one person. It could have mutated anywhere. So get off your uneducated soapbox and stop. Apparently my 3 cents is almost a nickel right now. Holy cow. So what can you do? Well, wash your hands. Practice social distancing. Avoid large groups. You know, all those things that people are telling you to do. stay home. All those spring breakers, it doesn't just attack a certain demographic. It actually attacks all demographics. It doesn't, from newborn to 103, it is not just attacking the elderly. So, yes, you may think you're 20 and indestructible, but once you've been intubated and you're on a breathing machine because you can't breathe, and your parents are gathered around you telling you that they love you because they're afraid you're going to die, stop and think about that. Is it interesting to me that the world has shut down based upon a pandemic? Yeah, a little bit. However, did you know that people have been saying this is coming for like a long time now? It's not a shocker. Spanish flu, I think 1812. And that's the most recent pandemic to really look at. That's a big one. A lot of people died. A lot of people. They're saying worst case scenario, the U.S. could have over 2 million deaths due to this virus if we don't do what we should, wash your hands, stay home, etc., etc. It's a big number. And that's a pandemic. And a lot of people out there are saying, no, it's not real, it's not real. Okay. So when you get sick, I'll tell you you're not really sick. I don't get it. If it's not real, we'll just do this thing for a couple weeks, and then powers of the field come out and say, oh, hey, we're just making it up. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I think the world is going to look significantly different on the other side of this thing. Significantly different. So, for my pagans and my witches and my heathens, what can you do? Well, first and foremost, wash your damn hands. Burn some sage. It's antimicrobial. Did you know that? It's good for you. Springtime here in the northern hemisphere, so do some spring cleaning. Southern hemisphere, do fall cleaning. It's okay. And as you're doing your sage, cleanse the house, not just of microbials and all that stuff, but also negative energy, because it builds up over time, right? And there's a lot of it right now. So make sure you have a window open for that negative energy to depart the premises and move on. But you don't want to keep it. You want it gone. Sweep and vacuum. Do it. Clean your house. Get rid of all that debris, that dirt. And don't leave it in your garbage can. Take it out of the house, because that's part of the whole cleansing process, guys. Get rid of it. Declutter your world. Part of the reason why I want to be self-quarantined, so I can clean and declutter, because man, do I have some clutter. A lot of it I just need to clean so I can put some stuff away, and a lot of that clutter would actually be resolved. So, I also have some crafts I want to do. Yeah, Minnie and I have been doing some things. She's feeling better, by the way. She seemed to be pretty stuck where she was at until I started drawing a sigil, a healing sigil, on her. And she keeps asking for it. And so right now it's in ink on her leg, because I wanted it to be big enough that I could add some details to it. Pardon my sniffles. And take care of your littles, guys. As far as healing sigils go, a lot of them are really specific to the practitioner. I mean, you can Google healing sigils or Pinterest it or whatever, and you're going to find some, because there are some really good ones out there. Just remember, a lot of those are kind of generic, and you're going to want to customize them to yourself so you can imbue your own personal energy to it, because that's important also. But be cautious with that, so you're tying off your energy and not just leaving the motor running, basically, because you will run out of energy, guys. So be careful with that. There are other things you can do. Do your research, I would like to do a video just kind of talking in an instructional type video, I guess. Maybe I'll just do it on Friday's show. We'll see. Talking about the construction of sigils. Because often they need to have some sort of meaning to you. It's not just, technically, I suppose you could draw a smiley face on someone if you put the right energy behind it. Yeah. There are some that, man, my nose is running today. I'm sick. Go send me home. Oh, my sense of humor is just going today. Anyways, really do your research, just like anything else. Do your research, and as you develop the sigils, so I keep a notebook. Think of it as my rough draft. And it's just a spiral notebook. When school supplies are on sale, I got it at a discount. They're like 10 for 10, or 10 for $1 or something like that. So I bought a bunch of them because I like to write things down and figure things out. So it's kind of my rough draft book. And as I develop things that I want to keep in the long term, that's what I put in my Book of Shadows or Grimoire or whatever you want to call it. It's just trying to get it sorted and figured out, this is what I want. And your Book of Shadows, by the way, doesn't have to be a fancy book. It really could just be a notebook. It could be a 3-ring binder. If I were to take students, I would probably have a 3-ring binder. That way I could keep the study materials in the binder and to take out and copy at will. And then keep my personal Book of Shadows separate, just because there's a separation. Think of it as like the teacher's book versus the student's book. We've been doing that for a while now. So yeah, just pay attention, and don't be afraid to petition spirits, your ancestors, and the deities, to bless your home with, health and peace, as you're keeping your kids home because schools are shut down all over the world. Peace. I'm pretty sure there's a sigil out there for calm the F down or shut up and do your schoolwork. May have to work on that one. Because, by golly, I've met some of those kids. My boys were those 2 kids. Just because they're in their 20s. And one has a family of his own already. And the other one's pondering that. Does not mean that they have started listening. Because they didn't when they were teenagers. Actually, they're getting better as they get older, but it's a process. But, so, yeah, kids. You know, peace. Peace is a good one. You know, just pay attention. You do your research. Just like I always tell you, libraries have all sorts of books online right now that you can often borrow, like Kindle format. Sorry, I'm just thinking about kids. And, you know, take advantage of some of those free services right now that the world is offering, because you can't leave home to access different things. You can't really go to the library because most libraries are closed. So, you know, take advantage of what you can. And either have the book sent to you or whatever. Libraries are doing different things to try to help families not lose their ever-loving minds as they're going into lockdown. At least here. And, you know, you can go outside, spend time in your yard, spend time in the forest, just, you know, practice your social distancing. And there are some places that are shut down, so be aware. Like national parks and such are closed right at the moment here in the U.S. Mostly because they don't want a bunch of people camping at the campgrounds and, you know, having wild parties and getting everybody else sick. So, just pay attention. But you can still do your day trips. Go hiking. You know, see some of the world that you live in when you're so busy going to work every day and the kids are going to school every day. You know, go online. See what is available within a 1-hour drive of wherever it is you live. 1-hour radius to see, you know, what could possibly be out there that's interesting to you. I live in North Idaho. There's a lot of interesting stuff out here. I know not everybody lives in a beautiful mountainous place like this, but you know, there are still places in cities that are of interest or within an hour's drive of the city. Now, I understand that if you are on lockdown, you may need a pass to go places, which is strange to me, but I'm sure it's coming everywhere else. So, you know, just maybe instead of driving there, go online. Explore the Carlsbad Canyons, or caves, excuse me. Either on your phone or your computer or something. You can do it with your kids and challenge everybody to look at different things. Yeah, your kids might be bored or whatever, but ask them to write a paper about it. Say, all right, well, for your English assignment today, I want you to write, you know, a one-page report on your virtual reality tour of Niagara Falls or something. It's an interesting way to take some road trips without actually having to drive there, to spend all that money. You can order the tchotchkes that are for sale for memorabilia online if you really need a symbol that you went somewhere. But it's a road trip without having all the expenses of a road trip. So keep that in mind and just challenge your guys. Challenge yourselves. Because the odds of you going to Petra, for instance, for most people, is not very good. So take advantage of this time and go there remotely. Check it out. See what's there. Cryptids. Göbekli Tepe, you know, the Nazca Lines, any of that stuff. Tour some of those places online. And maybe, start thinking, well, this is cool enough. I want to see it in person, and pick someplace and plan that journey. That's a good math problem for your kids. Tell them how to budget it. Air travel, hotel, food, all of that stuff. It's, make it a little project-based, I guess. I don't know. You can get a lot closer to a volcano virtually than you can in real life, by the way, generally. Do some crafts. Minnie, me, and I made a star this last week, just out of twigs and elastic, rubber bands, basically. And I am going to do a video on that one, just because I think it's important, and I need to unwind some of the string that I had on it because I didn't like it. But yeah, there's things you can do even when you're stuck at home that don't involve watching TV all day, or just turning your mind off, or arguing with everybody. So stretch yourself and study. If you're stuck home, now's a good time to find some of those books that you wanted to read. Maybe they're on Kindle, maybe they're somewhere else, another resource, and learn something about your path that you wouldn't have learned otherwise. And take advantage of this time to expand your mind, even if you can't necessarily expand yourself physically. So, anyways, respect one another. Love one another. Stop being such jerks to one another. Woof. I've seen more evidence of some of the negative aspects of mankind here in the last couple weeks. I just want to reach through the computer and shake people till their teeth rattle. It's frustrating. Today's events are changing the world. Keep that in mind, because the world that will be out there after this is all done and over with, no matter what is going on, will be irrevocably changed. And you need to prepare yourself and figure out how you're going to survive in it and what you're going to do. Maybe you're going to start working from home all the time, and that's a real possibility. Maybe the career that you thought you were in isn't really what you want to do. There's a bunch of colleges here in the U.S. that offer classes at no cost where you can take them online. Take advantage of it. Do it. See what's out there. Work on yourself during this time so that you're ready to take the next step. Anyways, that's just my 3 cents. Lasts more of a half an hour than a generally 15 minutes, so yeah. I will be on Friday and Saturday, 9 p.m. I'm going to have a 2-hour show. Whoop, whoop. I'm so excited about that. I don't feel rushed. I feel like I can actually slow down and talk to y'all instead of just blah, 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 blah. So, it's Paisley Wild. This has been a 3-cent video. Sponsored by the Spaces Between. Yeah, you can see my river over there from my left shoulder. Isn't it beautiful? I love where I live. Yeah, I do. I hope you all have a lovely day. Drink your water, because water is important. Meditate. Now's a good time to learn meditation, guys. All sorts of videos out there on how to meditate. Maybe I'll even do one. Join the club. I hope you guys have a great day, like I said. And we'll see you next time. This has been a 3-cent video.